So let us hope we can get things in order for the game, and we're still listening to see if this will change somehow. We're still listening if the government will change and give some exemptions, but time will tell. But we just have to be ready for whatever.
Welcome, Sports Nation, to Sports DTM, the sports channel where we call sports down the middle. You can expect the latest in sports news, views, and reviews from our resident analysts. No sports topic is too controversial, and no team or player is above criticism. So just smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on our balanced offering of riveting sports content. And don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Welcome to Sports DTM.
Greetings, Sports DTM fans, and welcome to another episode of Sports Down the Middle, the channel of undiluted sports content. Your favorite analysts are here to provide their feedback on the latest happening in the world of sports. Now, news coming out of England is that the Premier League clubs will not release players for the international games in the red listed countries. Specifically, Mexico is one of those countries on the list, and Jamaica will be playing Mexico in 9 days' time. The analysts are here to give their feedback on the latest development. But before we get into the details, we see that you've been watching and liking our videos. We also want you to be part of the Sports DTM family by clicking that subscription button. If that button is still red, it simply means you don't subscribe yet. So while you wait for, just click the button and welcome to the Sports DTM family. Analyst, under current UK government rules, players would be forced to miss several games because of the 10 days isolation period required on return to the UK if they travel to any of these red listed countries. The Premier League's association and the clubs have said that they will not release the players for these matches. Jamaica will face Mexico on the 2nd, and questions are now being raised as to whether or not Jamaica will put up a fight, considering that most of their players are the recent ones who played in the Worldcup are from the UK. Analyst, what's your take on this latest development? And world governing body FIFA has also not extended its temporary release exemption for players requiring to quarantine on their return from international duties. So the FIFA also saying that they are not extending the exemption for players to quarantine. So FIFA not supporting extension of players not being allowed to quarantine. UK requires a 10 days isolation if you've traveled, and the clubs are saying that with all of that, the players will be missing at least 2 rounds of football, as well as in some cases UEFA club competition. Analyst, Jamaica faces Mexico on the 2nd in Mexico, which is on the banned list. Talk to me. What's your expectation? How you feel about this latest development?
Yeah, this might be a big blow to our World Cup campaign, especially for the first game. So basically, a Liam Bailey, a Liam Moore, Roof, if he comes, because he has his passport, and Antonio, they have their passport, they are expected to come. And not certain if they will make it for this game, but definitely no, with that on the horizon, that's for sure a no-no in them being able to play in this game. So it affects us big time, and we pretty much have to turn to our local base players as best as possible, as well as other players who play, in Egypt and stuff like that, and Sweden hopefully. So Turgot, you're expecting that Turgot might be able to play, unless Europe comes down with a position too that affects the selection, as well as Low would be able to play too. Plays in Egypt, so he will be able to play, and of course the US contingency, those playing USL and stuff like that, they will be able to make it. But some of our main players would be affected, and you need a stronger side to face Mexico, in Mexico. So it might be a tough task, and the only thing can probably save us and let us get at least a point. It's pretty much how we approach that game, the strategy with the manpower and the players that we have in hand. So it's unfortunate. And the fact that Jamaica might end up on that red list, that also affect the next game or whichever game we play locally. So we won't have these players too. And if this continues to rage on, you might hear other countries joining in on this red list argument, which also affects the players playing overseas to play in say local games. Well, the match held in Jamaica, so it's a little bit tricky. It's going to be very, very tricky. And it's a big blow for us. And FIFA, we were hoping that FIFA would extend it, but they have not. And so this, once again, affect our qualification hopes. It's also a matter of figuring out where the person can come from, local or anywhere else. So let's see what happens.
Kurt, this is a big blow for Jamaica and the Reggae Boyz. And, we wanted our best team, but when you put all the eggs in one basket, we have the majority of our team based in the UK. When things like this happen, you're affected tremendously. And we're faced with this reality of not having our better players for the Mexico game. What this would mean is that we would just have to work with the players that are available. It might be difficult. Either way, whether we had the UK-based players or not, it still would be a difficult game against Mexico in the Azteca, even without fans. So we just have to make use of what we have. The local players will get a chance. The players playing in the USL, MLS, in Central America, the Costa Rica, El Salvador, all these players will now get a chance. Now with a look in. So let us hope we can get things in order for the game. And we're still listening to see if this will change somehow. We're still listening if the government will change and give some exemptions. But time will tell. But we just have to be ready for whatever.
Yeah, Kirk, this is very serious. Yeah, because when we check the red list, we see a couple of CONCACAF country in the red list. We see Costa Rica in the red list. We see Cuba in the red list. We see French Guinea in the red list. We see Guyana in the red list. We see Haiti in the red list. Yeah, and then most of all, we see Mexico in the red list. Yeah, we see Panama in the red list. Yeah, and we see Trinidad and Tobago in the red list. Yes, a lot of CONCACAF team are in the red list. But the only one that affects us is Mexico. Mexico is placed in the red list. But when we look at the amber list is where you have Jamaica. Jamaica is in the amber list. So definitely it's affected the Mexico team, but it's not really affecting us. So we don't know how that is going to play out with these clubs that we have, with these clubs in England, and the Reggae Boyz are associated with these clubs. So we don't know how that is going to play out. Because right now, as far as I'm seeing it and I'm looking at it, the list, Jamaica is placed in the amber list, right? So yeah, so right now I think Jamaica is safe, but Mexico, Jano is out of it. I don't know what they're going to do. If they forfeit the game, they give Jamaica all 3 points. Yeah, another one. But anyway, let's see how it play out now. Right now we're kind of safe, you understand, but Mexico a little bit worried about Mexico.
Yes, Kurt. Panic has been set off in local football fraternity, and JFF officials have been now running around trying to solve what is now a very difficult situation. Jamaica has now moved from being on a green list to an orange list, and now to being red listed by the UK and other similar territories. What that means is that we have to now rely on players who are either in the MLS, the USL, or other leagues around the world in which we're not impacted. What now was a difficult thing to deal with at the Gold Cup may now become a blessing in disguise, as most of these players would have participated in the Gold Cup and are at least familiar with each other. They should make Coach Theodore Tapper Whitmore's task a little easier, and it is hoped that he can put together a good training shift and that he can set up the team properly to be able to at least be competitive. We hope that the wheels of the Qatar 2022 bus will not fall off, and that with this, the boys who are called up can take this opportunity with 2 full hands and make Jamaica proud.
There you have it, Sports DTM fans, another episode of Sports Down the Middle. The Jamaica's World Cup qualifier between them and Mexico on the 2nd of September was already an uphill task in Mexico, but with the UK's Premier League insisting that they will not release those players who are playing in the UK to travel to red-listed countries, and Mexico being one of them, the task becomes even much greater for Jamaica. But fans out there, we would love to hear from you by you leaving your comments in the comment section below. What's your thoughts on this decision, and will this affect the Jamaica's team and their ability to beat this Mexico team in Mexico? Leave all those comments in the comment section below, and always remember to like, to share, and to subscribe, and to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell all of them friends to come and join the Sports DTM family. This has been another episode of Sports Down the Middle. Be blessed.